Good morning, good morning. The snow has melted. We are back at it. It's going to be about 55 degrees today, guys. So, got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. So, in a few of my videos, I've talked about my analogy of how to approach the game with a better mindset. Specifically, from where you are today, not looking at yourself negatively and looking at everything in a positive light, with your capabilities basically being limitless. So you guys have heard me use the onion analogy. I really like analogies because I think in terms of images. Everything to me is an image. So today we're going to talk about my belief about the human organism and essentially how I believe people should think about themselves, because I found that most people just have terrible mindsets and just don't believe in themselves. So I guess in a way this is going to kind of be a motivational video. It's not really something I intended to do, but it came to me and I thought, you know, people could really use this. So here's my analogy. I believe the body is akin to a robot or some kind of very, very advanced machine. Now, of course, it's organic, so it's not made of nuts, bolts, and we'll say metals, but it's equally, if not more capable than those things. And it's not really because the human organism is perfect, because it's definitely not. It's by nature it's imperfect, which is what makes it kind of beautiful at the end of the day. But I think too, the fact that it's attached to this thing that I believe is a supercomputer, but our brain, that's my other analogy, is the brain is a supercomputer. When a brain is attached to a body, essentially you have a supercomputer attached to a machine. Now, some of you have probably already heard me use this analogy, but today we're going to dive deep into it. So put on your seatbelts, strap in, because this is going to be a wild ride. We're going to talk about a little science. We're going to talk about a little spirituality, actually, and a little philosophy. But at the end of it, I believe all of you guys are going to be not only better golfers, but better humans for watching it. So when I say the mind or the brain is like a supercomputer, I really mean it. Our brains can do more calculations than pretty much any computer out there, except maybe a quantum computer, which is such a new technology, we don't even really know how it works yet. But I could tell you from my understanding of quantum mechanics that our brain already has that programming inserted in there. I think a lot of people are going to watch this and they're going to say, you know, Jay, you're off your rocker, bro. The brain is a quantum supercomputer. It's probably the same way you felt when I talked to you about the golf swing being like an onion or golf practice being like an onion. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, but again, my brain works in images. It doesn't work, I guess, linguistically like a lot of you. I get images that I have to convert to words, which is why I get tongue-tied sometimes when I'm making videos for you. So imagine, if you will, the concept of superposition, and some of you may or may not know what that means. And if anybody knows about the double slit experiment, you already understand this concept. If you don't, just stick around. I'm not going to get too complicated here. I'm actually going in the opposite direction of this, so just stay tuned. And I think the best analogy that we can use in the golf game is of the third eye. So like I said, we're going to do a little science, a little spirituality. We're going to get weird today, guys. We're going to jump into my worldview, which is a compilation of ridiculous images, crazy philosophy that allows me to enjoy this game, I think, more than anybody on the planet. And I'm not saying that to like show off. I just don't think anybody loves this game like I do. at the depth that I do. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong one day. Anywho, so the third eye can imagine anything it wants at any time it wants. For instance, while I'm hitting golf balls, I can actually use my third eye. So imagine just for a moment that you're the target. And I'm going to use my brain, my third eye, my quantum computer, to essentially superposition my mind with you. I'm not going to be here. Maybe physically I'll be here, getting ready to, I guess, exist in this three-dimensional world in the present moment. But in my third eye, I'm imagining the future. I'm creating it with my brain. So when we go through this process and we actually believe that our brain is capable of not only predicting the future, but actually manifesting it and creating it, we can do amazing things. Now, if I did that correctly, right before I hit that shot, you would have felt a connection. Probably to me, maybe to the golf ball, but to something coming at you, because I put you in the seat of the target. So when we're using our supercomputer, we have to realize that it actually is limitless. The only thing that's holding us back is our imagination. So whatever we can imagine, our body can actually do it if we have the right techniques. Not saying it's going to be easy, but at some point you're going to be able to do anything you put your mind to. And understand that may not be true for those of you that aren't trying to go down the master ball striker path. But for those of you that are, you need to understand this concept right here. This is rule number one. You have to have the mindset that you're already there, that you have become a master ball striker and that you can control a golf ball with your mind. I can hear all of you saying it right now. Damn, I knew when I subscribed to this channel, this dude was weird. But where the fuck are we going with this, right? Well, stick around. This one's going to be fun. So if we have the assumption that our mind can make our body do anything we want, what's the next thing we need? We need to trust that our body can actually do it, and that it is limitless in its capability as well. Albeit, it's definitely organic, and it has its flaws and perfections. But the reality is, it is the most complex, beautiful instrument ever created, ever envisioned, ever evolved, however you want to look at it. Now, me personally, I believe there's an intelligence to this universe. You can call it God, you can call it whatever you want. But I believe that it dances with itself to create what we call existence or the present moment. And because I have that belief, I believe that our body, the structure we live in, is not a prison. It's a gift. And again, if you want to become a master ball striker, I think the majority of you be really well off in starting to change your mindset to believe that your capabilities are actually pretty limitless, at least in the three-dimensional physical realm. But if we believe that our body can be set up in a certain way that that capability becomes a reality, swing becomes easy, becomes simple. It becomes like breathing. So I hope that all of you can feel this analogy deep to your core, deep within you, deeper than anything physical. We'll call it metaphysical so that I don't get into the religious side of things. But essentially, it's a spiritual feeling that I've been given a gift, two gifts in fact, that are absolutely unbelievable. And regardless of your intelligence level, regardless of your physical capabilities, they're still gifts because they give you the ability to interact with this three-dimensional plane. So as we walk down the path of master ball striking, we have to be aware that the ego is going to want to be involved in this process. And, you know, if we weren't American, maybe we could, if we were Tibetan or something, we could overcome this much easier. But as Americans, or we'll call it as westernized citizens of the world, who have basically been taught that we have this God that's watching over us, we're very self-conscious creatures. That programming really can't be overcome because it's so deeply intertwined into our everyday lives that all you can really do is become aware of it. And so today, that's what I'm going to be urging you guys to do. Become aware of your ego. Because right now, it's telling you that everything I just said is complete bullshit. And to you it might be, but in my universe, it isn't. My universe, it's beautiful. For years, my ego told me otherwise. Said I was a loser, that I had no business doing this. But in reality, I wasn't. I was the hardest working guy out here. No doubt about it. And I have quite a bit of talent, quite a bit of intelligence. But my ego told me I didn't, and I believed it for so long. So again, this is a motivational video, folks. This video it's a deep philosophical journey that I think we all need to take before you go down the ball striking path. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can appreciate my analogy and you can start changing your mindset and you can start believing in yourself, because you're far more capable than you realize. So if any of you guys wondered why I called myself the motivational golfer instead of using my name, it's because this is what I do. I'm just a born coach and teacher, guys. I can't deny it anymore, and I really want to help all of you guys out there because I've seen pain. I've seen deep pain inside of people that were looking for relief in this game. So I'm going to try to restore that best I can. So with this new belief comes a lot of responsibility. Responsibility to yourself and responsibility to those, I don't know, maybe that you want to impress, or, you know, those that you love, which are probably the same thing at the end of the day. But understand, the system I've created is going to teach you how to learn. Then it's going to teach you how to step through the process of becoming a master ball striker. And all you need to do is believe in yourself. And I hope this analogy can do that for you. If you can believe that you have an incredible instrument, one of the best tools, the best tool ever developed on the face of the planet, right here. Doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter what your actual physical capabilities are, because it's attached to a supercomputer with so much circuitry, and we'll call it the nervous system circuitry, that can give you the ability to do things that you didn't even know you could do. And I think if we're going to put this all together, what my homework is to all of you is to change your mindset. Before you go down this rabbit hole, before you try my system, get into the mindset that you're going to do something incredible and you're going to blow your own mind. And literally, you are, because you're going to reprogram your entire circuitry. And I know a lot of you don't understand that yet, but you will shortly. You're going to become something that you didn't even know you could become before you started this journey. So I wish all of you luck. I'll be quietly praying for all of you in my own way.